I mean, part of leadership is having vision. And you can be, again, in the military, we talk about 50-meter targets, 100-meter targets, and the long range target is that 300-meter target out there. As a leader, you got to be looking at that 300 and beyond to really see what's coming, whether they're threats or opportunities. But really what should be embedded in every day, every month, every quarter is that commander's intent. So that the more people that know that intent, when we get overwhelmed with the busyness of the day and the reacting to some emergency or some issue with suppliers, vendors, customers, if we default back to everybody knowing that commander's intent, regardless of how the day goes, we've still got that in the back of our mind to keep pushing forward and ultimately win the day, win the job, win the month, win the quarter, and win it all. I just decided, we're going to communicate more. We're going to share more. I'm going to tell them more. I'm going to explain more, and not hold anything back or hide from what is going on, good and bad, in the company. But everyone just stepped up a little bit, and they all got things that they're great at and things that they suck at. And ultimately, it's jobs as leaders, and I want them to lead their crews, their guys, a little bit more, identify those strengths and weaknesses. Let's capitalize on the strengths, and let's improve the weaknesses. So now that we're all growing together and we're all more successful together. I'm big on content. I am big on building trust with homeowners. I want to inform, educate, and empower every one of them. I don't do sexy work. You're not going to get excited to call me in the morning. But when that time is right, I want everybody that does call and reach out to us, I want them to just know that we just trust Anchor and we want them to do the work. So I'm huge. I just believe so much in content.
How much does your team know your vision? As an entrepreneur and a business owner, whether you actually have one written down or you've talked about it, everybody kind of has a vision. 1 to 10, how well does your team know what your vision is?
I mean, there's different, specialty platoons and different, different military things, or you can niche down. I'm a general contractor. Well, the reality is, you got all these different things, and you got all these different crews that are doing all these different things. Well, I got to find this sub to do this, and if this sub is not available to do this, or they've got something else going on, I've got to delay this process. But if I niche down and really focus on what the hell I'm good at, you get really damn good at that one thing.
That's legacy stuff. You can make a lot of money as a foundation repairman if you want to do it right. And that's great. That's fun and that's fine. But that's not exciting to get out of bed. That doesn't build anything. I've got 3 kids. I've got some nephews that have entertained the idea. None of my nieces have entertained the idea of continuing this family legacy. But gosh, if they want to, it's my responsibility to build something that is sustainable. Because I don't know how my dad did it that long by himself, the way that he was. I was getting wore out, and I couldn't see myself 20 years from now doing exactly what he was doing. I had to build something different to make it sustainable, not just for me, not just for my family, not just to continue his legacy, but for my guys. I love my guys to death, every one of them. And if they want to always be a part of Anchor, then I want to give them every opportunity to always have Anchor here for them and for our community. I mean, we've been here for 35 years. It's cheesy. A lot of that stuff doesn't matter anymore. There's big companies. Nobody cares. Well, not nobody, but a lot of times it doesn't matter if you're a small business or you're serving a small community. But that's the town I grew up in, and I want to keep it that way. And I do have ideas to grow bigger if it happens organically, not forced, or stay the same size. Or I don't care if I shrink and my quality of life goes through the roof because I got so much time off. Because we're going to be super, super refined, super efficient in the TTPs and the SOPs that we have to get everything done just like clockwork. And those guys got a ton of experience. And if you just give them their left and right limits and you give them a little bit of guidance, they're going to get the job done the best way that they know how. Maybe they need some training on what that best way is, but just trust in that experience, trust in their ability, trust that you've empowered them and you've given them the skill set. Be there to back them up at all times. And then the job will get done.